Welcome, baseball fans, to River City's Community Access. This is Assumption Royal Baseball. Assumption is taking on Nekoosa, another local team, so this will be a good area game to watch on River City's Community Access. Dick Smrz giving you seats, the best view of the game. If you're not here, my name is Scott Tesch. I'll be giving you play-by-play. Extra players for Nekoosa: Brett Sutherland, Kale Langcourt, Jordan Milkey, Michael Boulin, Kyle Olson, Jace Olson, and Carson Kautzer. Starting lineups for Nekoosa: number 40 leading off playing shortstop, Jared Olson. Doing the pitching, hitting second, number 15, Dylan Royce. Behind the plate doing the catching, number 12, O'Reilly Erickson. Hitting fourth, the DH, Marshall Getzloff, number 13. He is hitting in place of the first baseman, number 5, Tucker Loebner. Hitting fifth, the second baseman, number 4, Jamie Sarver. Hitting sixth, number 10, third baseman, Cannon Schauer. In right field, hitting seventh, number 6, Robbie Boulin. Hitting eighth, number 42, Clay Lieber. He's in center field. And Sam Tuttle, number 14, the left fielder, is hitting ninth. Here are the extra players for the Assumption Royals: Jacob Goetz, Trevor Newton, Ethan Peters, Tony Quenches, Jared Mansell, Tyler Schmidt, and Carl Bathke. Here's your starting lineup for your Assumption Royals. Right fielder leading off, number 7, Chase Lamp. Hitting second, number 2, playing shortstop, Brady Baltus. Hitting third, number 18, the center fielder, Nathan Clark. Roaming in left field, hitting fourth, number 4, Zach Krings. Playing third, hitting fifth, number 8, Jared Haas. Hitting sixth, number 22, and at first base, Brandon Burkhauser. Hitting seventh, number 9, the catcher, Jacob Sullivan. Hitting eighth, number 10, John Trickey. He's playing second base, and on the mound doing the pitching, number 20, Tyler Mansell. And now your national anthem. Baseball season here on River City's Community Access. Earlier in the week, you watched the Assumption Royals take on the Stratford Tigers in a Merriwood South Divisional Conference game. And Assumption, in extra innings, 9 complete, came back from behind to win 6-5. Exciting game for both teams. Today's matchup, non-conference. Nekoosa comes out of the South Central Conference. Their conference record is 2-0. They are overall 5-2. Their losses have come to Marathon 13-4 and Wausau East, a Valley Conference team, 10-1. Their wins were over Poinet 10-8, Adams Friendship 11-0, Pittsville 9-0, North Crawford 13-0, and Westfield 12-2. So Assumption can Nekoosa can put runs on the board and play some pretty good defense with a number of shutouts in those 5 wins. Assumption overall record 4-1 with the win against Stratford. They have beaten Northland Lutheran 8-2. They have beaten Wausau Newman 13-1 and New Lisbon 22-6, and we had mentioned the Stratford game 6-5. Their only loss came in a tournament a couple weekends ago to Weston. That was 7-4. On the mound, doing the pitching in the first game of this doubleheader, Tyler Mansell, number 20. Defensive setup looks like this. At first base is Brandon Burkhauser. Playing second, John Trickey. Playing third, Jared Haas. At shortstop, Brady Baltus. Left field around is Zach Krings. Center fielder, Nathaniel Clark. And right fielder, Chase Lamb.
Shortstop number 40, Jared Olson.
The guys in blue, the extra 2 people on the field. Behind the plate, home plate umpire of the first game, Bruce Schaff. And on the bases, Art Foltz. Nekoosa, head coach Bobby Atkinson. His assistants, Jim Getzloff and Lenny Englert. And this is the first pitch. That's a fly ball into the wind, hit hard, going back to center field is Nathaniel Clark. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that was Jared Olson, number 40, the shortstop. First pitch swinging, 1 pitch, 1 out. Now the pitcher, number 15, Dylan Royce, steps in. Nekoosa with the white uniforms and the blue pinstripes, blue trim and numbers. Ball just high. And Assumption in the royal blue tops, white pants, white lettering. Here's the second offering. Swing and a miss on a little breaker. 1-1 to count. Tyler Mansell out of the windup. The kick and the pitch. Curveball stayed up high. Had the plate, but it was upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck, catcher Riley Erickson. Ball off the plate, 3-1 now. Three and one. Hitters count. Catcher lost the ball, went through between them. They're going to send him. Throw comes high and off the mark. That's a base on balls.
Catcher number 12, Riley Erickson.
And the wild pitch sends Dylan Royce to second base. And we got a courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 8, Brett Sutherland. In high school baseball, you can have a courtesy runner for your pitcher and your catcher. And a courtesy runner is just somebody that runs. They do not enter the game then as a player. They can enter the game later as an actual position player. Out of the stretch, ball inside. This is Riley Erickson, the catcher. Third batter for Nekoosa Papermakers. Ball off the plate. After the first pitch, strike to Jared Olson, who smacked a fly ball to left center. And the first pitch strike to Dylan Royce. Mansell's had a hard time finding the strike zone here. That stays up high. 3-0. Out of the stretch. Ball in the dirt again. Runner holds that second. Second base on balls. Awarded to Nekoosa.
Designated hitter number 13, Marshall Getzloff.
There's a left-handed hitting designated hitter, number 13, Marshall Getzloff. He hits in place of the first baseman, Tucker Loebner. Loebner will play first. He's number 5. Left-handed swinging Getzloff stands in. Pitch. Dropped the hands to maybe look at a bunt. Took a strike. 1 down. for the Royals.
Not going to bunt for a base hit.
Out of the stretch. Ball outside. Mansell not really paying much attention to the runner at second. He hasn't given him a look in 3 straight pitches. And a heads-up base runner could pick that read up. There, he finally took a look at him and gave him the double look. That's good change up, and that's high. Getzloff, a big boy standing at the plate, so you would imagine he has a little power. And he lifts that ball into right field. The right fielder kind of lazily jogged in on it. Didn't really bust it to make the catch. It floated up there long enough. And that's going to be a single, and that loads the bases for Nekoosa.
Second baseman number 4, Jamie Sarver.
Bases loaded of Papermakers. This is Jamie Sarver, the second baseman, number 4. He is in the front of the batter's box and right on the inside line. He takes ball 1. Cold day like this, 42 degrees game time, balmy weather. And a 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing. That was a ball high as well. Had the plate, but it was upstairs. The wind blowing in at easily 15 miles an hour from the left field foul pole to right to the first baseman. So something hit the left is going to have a hard time going out. Might get a little help going to right. And that's ball 3. Cold day like this is hard for a pitcher to get warm. Mansell even in short sleeves, just a uniform top. Strike. Inside corner pitch. Mansell still working out of the stretch. He has the option, the stretch or the windup. And that's ball 4. And that walks in Dylan Royce, and keeps the bases loaded. And that's an easy RBI.
Third baseman, number 10, Cannon Shower.
For Sarver. Head coach Mike Schulte going out to have a little settle down conference here with his pitcher, Mansell. All of the other Royals have long-sleeved shirts underneath, except Mansell. And action going to go to the bullpen now. Number 6, I do believe. That is Tony Quenches. Looks like he's going to start warming up. Foul ball first pitch to Cannon Shower. Strike 1 on the third baseman for the Papermakers. 1 run in, 1 out. Bases loaded. Line drive up the middle. That's going to score at least 2. First run in, throw comes, hits the cutoff. Second run in, that's Getzloff. And you got runners at first and third. Sarver stands at third. And
Right fielder, number 6, Robbie Boone.
Shower at first. And 2 RBIs. And that was pitch 20 for Mansell. Robbie Boulin, right fielder, number 6, left-handed hitting. Again, inside edge of the batter's box and right at the front. Runner was going, foul ball, first pitch, sends the runner back. Now, if the batter steps out of the batter's box and puts the ball in play, the umpire can call him out, as he must remain inside the chalk batter's box. Throw over to first. One down. Shower at first, Smrz at third. High and away. 1-1 the count. Everybody bundled up here, and that's in attendance. They got their winter coats on. They got blankets wrapped around them. I think you even see a bonfire going in the stands at one place. Throw back to first. Chases Shower back. Makes his mom happy. Got his uniform nice and dirty on that nice white. Parents just love to see those white uniforms come home. The runner goes, swing through, throw. Get it safe at second. And the run scores from third. Stolen base. And then we have a strike on the swing through. Nekoosa put 4 on the board right away. 2-1 to count. 1-2 to count, excuse me. Strike 3 and a foul ball. Second out of the inning.
Center fielder number 42, Clay Lieber.
And this is the number 8 hitter, Clay Lieber, who's going to roam in center field in this first game. Runner at second is Shower. Ball up high. Ansel works from the exact center of the pitching rubber. Ball blocked by Sullivan, the young catcher for the Royals. I'm told he plays a little football as well. Two balls, no strikes.
KD basketball too.
Three and 0 now. Pitch to take probably, with Mansell struggling. Shows a bunt in the effort to take, and the ball bounces in the dirt again. Runner goes to third. Base on balls and a wild pitch.
14, Sam Tuttle.
This is the number 9 hitter, the left fielder, Sam Tuttle. So Nekoosa makes a lap around the lineup here. This is the number 9 hitter. And that's going to score a run as that wild pitch gets away. And it's a quick 5-0 for Nekoosa. Even though Sullivan's a young catcher, there's some fundamental work that needs to be done here, some basics, as he tends to try to block a lot with a glove and turn his body now away from the ball in the dirt. Ball off the plate. 2-0. And that was pitch number 30. Inside of the batter's box again. Nekoosa likes to crowd the plate pretty well. Strike outside corner, nice spot there. 2 balls and 1 strike. And here's the offering out of the stretch, and that just gets right out of the hand of Mansell, and that sends Lieber to third. That's the problem on these cold days. It's hard to get some moisture into your fingers and keep the grip on the ball. Three and 1. Ball 4.
Shortstop, number 40, Garrett Olson.
And here you got the leadoff hitter again, Jared Olson. That ball's off the plate. This is his second at bat. He was a first pitch swinging fly ball to center for the first out of the inning. Runner at first is Tuttle, and he's got a good lead. Ball upstairs. Quench is coming back from the bullpen now. Says he's warm, takes a lot. Throw back to first, not in time. Diving back into the bag is Tuttle. Takes a lot to get warm on a day like this. Get your accuracy down. Lead again, thrown in the dirt by Mansell, gets by Burkhauser. That's going to score a run. Tuttle's going to second. Now he's going to round and go to third. Throw comes back to the pitcher. Another run scores for Nekoosa. It's an error on the pitcher. And we still got 2 down. Strike. Nekoosa crowd and team having a pretty good time. There's another strike. 2-2. Two and two the count, 2 down. 2s are wild on the scoreboard. Pitch high over the head, full count. Nekoosa's on the front rail of the dugout. Assumption is sitting down on the bench. A lot of momentum change. That's lifted high in the air to left field. Left fielder coming in, can't get there. Shortstop never made it out. Center fielder had too long of a run. That's going to be a hit. And another run scores.
Pitcher number 15, Dylan Royce.
RBI for Olson. Still 2 down. Olson reached on a walk and then scored. He's the first run of the game. Ball down low. Mansell's thrown 40 so far this inning. Tough start for the Royals. Good location there. Swing through and a miss. Strike 1. Average lead at first, no run. Another good location there. Breaking ball. Got a swing and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes, and a pitch. Curveball that slipped out of the hand. 2-2. Mansell works out of the stretch with a runner on first. Ball high and inside, we're to a full count. And we'll see the runner take off with a pitch, and here he goes. Ball well outside. Runners advance.
Catcher number 12, Riley Erickson.
Second time to the plate in the inning for Riley Erickson. Got on a base on balls and scored the second run of the game.
Number 8, Brett Sutherland.
Sutherland comes to the plate, or to first base again, running for Dylan Royce, who is the pitcher. Standing at second is Olson. Royce at first. Or excuse me, Sutherland at first, pinch courtesy runner. That pitch is inside. Popped foul over our heads. One and one. And the base umpire coming in to have just a little conference with the pitcher Mansell. And if you watch Mansell, he doesn't come to a complete set and stop with his glove in hand. And I think that was the conversation. And that's a good job of umpiring there, I think, because you got young kids here that are playing and they're not completely versed as they get another passed ball. As I was saying, that's a good job of umpiring there. The umpire comes out. The game right now is out of hand with Nekoosa in the lead, but he's coming out and he's instructing a little bit, telling Mansell what he needs to correct. It's early in the year yet. There he came set. That's another wild pitch. Scores another run. Sullivan took one off the thigh there. A little slow getting out of the crouch to chase that down. There's a hard shot up the middle, good clean hard single. That'll score a run. And that was pitch 50. And here comes Quenches into the game. Mansell going to come out. Not the day that Mansell hoped he would have in the start.
Pitching for the Runners, number 6, Tony Quenches.
So Tony Quenches comes in now. We've seen him a little bit in the game against Stratford. Came in relief, ended up getting the win as Assumption took a 3-0 lead early. And then Stratford just kind of kept picking away at it. They got a run, and they got another run, and they added another one to tie. Then they had a breakout inning where they scored 2 and put Assumption down 5-3. Assumption came back to tie it, and they put Quenches in the game, or he was in the game when the Assumption tied it at 5 apiece. And it went to the 9th inning. Assumption had a good defensive inning there, shutting down Stratford, and then able to come back and win it on a throwing error, scoring a runner from third. Little infield tapper. That was an overthrow going to first base, and that was the winning run. So Quenches getting the win, coming in late. Quenches has a couple of warm-up tosses. I do believe he gets 7 of them. And he comes in to face Marshall Getzloff, the DH, who had a single and a run scored. Our score. 2 down. Runner at first is Riley Erickson. Quench's first pitch, throw and strike, swings through it, did Getzloff. .50 pitches thrown by Mansell. Ball upstairs on a changeup. Assumption crowd quiet. If there is a saving grace, it's still the first inning, and Assumption has not been to the plate. Swinging a nice located outside corner pitch. So you got all game. You don't have to get all these back in one. You don't have to match inning for inning, score for score. Get a couple now, get a couple next inning. Keep manufacturing the runs. Get yourself back in the game. Pop-up coming right back at us. Gonna hit the net by the next window to our left. Just a little out of my reach to make a diving play, because I would have fell about 30 feet down to the down behind home plate. Didn't want to do that on a cold day.
Don't want to do it.
Runner goes.
You would do it on a warm day, you think?
Probably won't do it on a warm day either. Stolen base for Erickson on a ball thrown. 2-2 the count. And the DH Getzloff. Strike 3 called. So Nekoosa come out blazing, scoring 9 in the first inning as they batted 13 guys in the first inning. Assumption's going to send up Chase Lamp. All right, bottom half of inning number 1. Time for the Royals to have a little offense. Nekoosa had a bunch of it. Chase Lamp, number 7 right fielder, leads off. Takes a strike. First offering by number 15, Dylan Rice. Strike and a wide outside corner. That from here, and we are directly behind and above home plate, was wide by about 6 inches. Ball off the plate. Royce throws reasonably well here. Looks at his feet in the pitching rubber until he starts coming forward with his home plate delivery, and then he picks up the home plate. There's a shot through the right corner of the stands. Foul ball, so we'll reload the 1-2 count. That's inside, 2-2. Assumption hasn't seen this quickness coming from the mound here for a few games, so they'll have to dial up the bat speed a little bit. Little roller off the fist to second base, scoops and throws, and there's an out. 4-3 if you're filling out your scorebook at home. That brings up the shortstop, number 2, Brady Baltus. Ball upstairs. Ball in the dirt. 2-0. Ball down again. 3 balls, no strikes to the shortstop of the Assumption Royals. Get him on base. Follow that with Nathaniel Clark, who's in the on-deck circle. 4 straight pitches, 4 balls in a row, puts Baltus on first base.
Nathaniel Clark.
Nathaniel Clark comes to the plate now with Baltus standing on first. Zach Krings in the on-deck circle. Ball down low, had to be. Wild pitch there. And Baltus easily stands at second. And here comes head coach Bobby Atkinson out to the mound. You could hear Dylan Royce grunt when he's delivering his pitch, so he is really trying to throw the ball as hard as he possibly can. Every pitch. Not necessarily what you want to do as a pitcher. Because you tend to get out of time, out of rhythm, and your mechanics tend to wander a little bit. And then you start throwing all over the place, like you just saw 4 straight pitches to Baltus, and then the first 2 now to Nathaniel Clark. So Coach Atkinson, who prides their team on good, sound, fundamental stuff, comes out, settles down his pitcher, hopefully. With a runner at second, that's Baltus. Clark at the plate. Or excuse me, yep, Nathaniel Clark at the plate. There's a strike. The one thing that does hinder Royce is that he does, as I had mentioned before, look down at his feet in the pitching rubber until he comes forward with his delivery. Especially out of the wind. Nice block there by the catcher. So he doesn't pick up the target very early. It's pretty late in his delivery. 3-1 the count. Clark looking to fill the base behind the leading runner, Baltus. That's ripped over the head of the left fielder. That's going back to the fence. Oh, and he made the catch. He ran it down. That's going straight into the teeth of that wind, and that just deadened it enough. Clark ripped it.
Left fielder number 4, Zach Krings.
That ball was smacked, but right into the teeth of the wind, and it's cold, so the ball does not jump as well off the bats. That was hit hard, and the left fielder ran it down. Foul ball comes back to the right side. Strike number 1 to Zach Krings, the left fielder. Catcher out now for a little one-on-one conversation with his pitcher. Probably had to get some signs straight. Somebody misread a sign. So everybody on the same page now. Jared Haas, the third baseman, number 8 in the on-deck circle, waiting to get a chance. Swinging strike, number 2. You can see Royce cross over his kick leg, crosses over the rubber on his move. Little deception there. That time just a slide step. Fouled that up against the screen, and we're going to reload that 0-2 count. Average lead at second. Now sneaking off another step. Now jumps back, and that's ball outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Slide step again, that's dead ball. Both umpires On top of that, ball was hit and then off the leg or foot of the batter, Krings, and rolled into fair territory. That is a dead ball. So we still have 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was pitch 20 for Royce. That one stayed up high, 2-2. Outfielders at mid-outfield depth here at Winterfield. Swung through an outside pitch for the strikeout to end the inning. Royal strand 1 at second. And after 1 complete, 9-0 the lead for Nekoosa. Nekoosa sends up 5, 6, 7. Sarver, Schauer, and Bullen. Top half of the second inning now. Nekoosa sends Jamie Sarver, the second baseman, to the plate. Sarver was a base on balls, got an RBI for that, and then scored a run in the 9-inning first. Tapper, 2 hops back to Quenches at the mound. Scoops and throws, 1 down for Nekoosa. Third baseman Cannon Schauer plays third, steps to the plate. He has got a single in the first, got 2 RBIs and scored a run. A couple of hopper to the second baseman. He throws to first, and that's 2 pitches, 2 outs, and that's a good start.
Right fielder, number 6, Robbie Bullen.
Comes a Robbie Bullen, the right fielder. Bullen, strikeout for the second out of the first inning. He's one of the only guys that didn't get on base and score, and there's a tapper, 2 hopper right back to the pitcher again. He scoops, takes a couple of steps, throws, nice, quick inning. 3 pitches, perfect. 1 to 3 on the putout. Get those Assumption Royal bats back to the plate in a hurry. Nekoosa goes down in 3 pitches. Assumption got a chance to build a little momentum here with Jared Haas, Brandon Burkhauser, and Jacob Sullivan when we return. Bottom half of inning number 2, Jared Haas, the third baseman, comes to the plate. Facing Dylan Royce. Haas with a shot over the shortstop. Clean single for the Assumption Royal third baseman. Good start to this inning.
First baseman, number 22, Brandon Burkhauser.
That brings up Brandon Burkhauser, the first baseman. Number 22 on his back. In the on-deck circle, Jacob Sullivan, the catcher. Haas got a little speed there. Threat to run. Ball off the plate. Now Haas can affect the pitcher as much as anybody here in the at-bat by what he does over at first. He's got a decent lead. Burkhauser lifts a fly ball. The wind's blowing it foul and out of play on the right field side. I can remember in a day when my son played at Lincoln High School here. They played in a tournament in Sparta, and the wind was blowing so hard from left field to right field that one of the Lincoln High School Raiders, there's a shot in a hole. That's going to be a clean single for Burkhauser. Royals have 2 guys up and 2 guys on. Now batting, Jacob Sullivan, the catcher, to finish the story, and one of the Raiders just hit a towering fly ball that was just to the right field side of second base, and before it came down it blew out of play on the right field side, foul. The wind was blowing about 40 miles an hour, it seemed like. Temperatures were like today too, in the early low 40s. We were freezing. Strike 1 on the first offering to Sullivan. Chance for the Royals to have an inning here. Chop into the lead a little bit. Sullivan with a tapper. Eats the third baseman up. He's got trouble fielding that, and that's going to be, I'd say, an error, because he had an easy chance to make the play.
Second baseman, number 10, John Trickey.
But now the Assumption Royals have the bases loaded. Here comes the second baseman, John Trickey, courtesy runner for the catcher Sullivan, and that is
Number 1,
Jacob Goetz, number 1. As I mentioned earlier, the catcher and the pitcher can have a courtesy runner. It's not a pinch runner, which means the runner would enter the game. He's used as a player entering the game. There's a ball down low and off the plate to Trickey. Again, big damage done by Nekoosa here in the first inning as they scored 9, but it's early yet. Just keep putting runs on the board and closing the gap, and there's a shot in the hole past the first baseman who was drawn in. That's going to be 1 run scored, and the base is loaded again. Throw comes to the plate off the mark, but eaten up by the catcher, and Trickey got an RBI on a single. And that scores Haas easily.
Pitcher number 6, Tony Quenches.
Burkhauser the third. The pinch runner gets to second. Tony Quenches, number 6. Is at the plate. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. Bases loaded of Royals. Nobody down. Strike on that wide outside corner. And if it's consistent, that's fine. Giving that wide corner, and it's off the plate about 4 or 5 inches. First baseman creeping in, trying to figure out if they're going to bunt or not, and that's in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. The Royals need to put a pretty good dent in the lead here when they got the good opportunity with nobody out and the bases loaded of blue. Shot to second, goes down, play at the plate, got the out there. So a fielder's choice for Quenches puts him at first, and it goes 4-2 for the first out with Burkhauser coming home. Now we go to the top of the order. Chase Lamp, the right fielder. He was a 4-3 ground out in the first inning. We still have Sullivan at third. Goetz at third. The courtesy runner. Trickey at second. There's a tapper to third. Coming open to the plate. Got the out there. Fielder's choice again. Puts Lamp on first. 5-2 on the putout for the second out. And here is Brady Baltus, the shortstop, with 2 down. Strike right down the heart. See if Baltus can find a gap with 1 and score a few. The Royals on the board with 1. But a big inning's waiting to happen here in the dirt and blocked. Courtesy runner number 3, Trevor Newton, runs for the pitcher, Quenches. And the kick and the pitch. Baltus rips a shot in the hole past everybody. 1 run scores. The ball just trickles behind the glove of the left fielder, but the brakes were already put on Newton. That's an RBI single for Baltus. And that scores Trickey. Nathaniel Clark to the plate. Strike one. Lamp stands at second, Baltus at first. That was high over the head. Throw back to second. The runner gets back safely. They can't afford to make a base running mistake now. In the on-deck circle, number 4, Zach Krings, the left fielder. If Clark can reach. Clark lifts the ball. That's turning towards the right fielder with a wind, and he corrals that for the third out of the inning. Assumptions on the board, though. They score a pair at the bottom half of the second inning. And the score 9-2 with Nekoosa sending up 8-9-1. Clay Lieber, Sam Tuttle, and top of the order, Jared Olson. Clay Lieber steps to the plate. Top half of inning number 3 for the Nekoosa Papermakers. Tony Quenches still on the pitching rubber. And that goes behind Lieber. I guess you'd call that a brush ahead pitch instead of a brush back. Normally you're looking to dive away from the plate and get out of the way of a high and tight inside one, but that one you'd have to jump over the plate to get out of the way and get hit. There's a strike, 1-1. Swung through on a pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quench is a diminutive pitcher, let's say. Not very big. He's got a herky-jerky motion to him, though.
Cross-country runner.
That hung in his hand a little bit. Threw it for a ball, 2-2. Ball lifted, fouled. Gonna get the complimentary bang. There you go. There's the
That's our first one.
metal roofed ringing sound that you hear when you come to a game at Witter Field. And that's the first one of the year that we've gotten on River City's Community Access. So now we're in the baseball season. Changeup stayed up high, got to a full count now. And Quenches out of the windup. Here's kicking a pitch. Lifted down the left field line. Could it hang on the line? It does, and a left fielder runs it down, makes the catch. That's Zach Krings.
Left fielder number 14, Sam Tuttle.
First out of the inning. Nice long run there by Krings. Never gave up on the wind, kept holding it right at that foul line. Shot to shortstop, scoop by Baltus, throws high. Ball bounced off the backstop. Catcher not in position to back him up. And the high throw by Baltus, air on the throw, puts Tuttle all the way to second.
Shortstop number 40, Jared Olson.
Top of the order now, Jared Olson, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Olson's got a single, a run scored, and an RBI in the long first inning. Pitch high over the head. Ball 1. When nobody can score as close to a scoring position, catcher needs to be backing up the throw to first base. And if he was there hustling, that's inside as well. If he was there hustling, that overthrow would have only costed the Royals a runner at first. Now you got a runner in scoring position because the right fielder came in and picked the ball up, and he's got a lot longer run. Hard shot just inside the line, past the third baseman, Haas. That's going to be a ball gets thrown around the infield a little bit. That's going to score a run. Sam Tuttle comes in to score. And Jared Olson gets an RBI double.
Pitcher number 15, Dylan Royce.
This is Dylan Royce, the pitcher, with one down. And a runner at second. That's inside and tight. That was pitch 20 for Tony Quenches. Quenches with an average lead at second. That pitch is off the plate. Working out of the stretch is the Royal pitcher with a runner on second. Strike inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. To his counterpart from Nekoosa. 2 balls and a strike, 1 down. And the offering. Down low, had the play, but it was just off the top of the shoes. A token look by the second baseman. Strike inside corner, good location there. Back to a full count now. And I can start to smell the brats and the hamburgers cooking.
Yeah. Wind was right.
One hopper back to the mound. Quenches fields, throws to first, relay going to third, not in time. As after the throw, Olson goes to third. 1-3 on the putout.
Catcher number 12, Riley Erickson.
Here is the catcher, Riley Erickson. Had a walk and a run scored and a single in the first with 2 RBIs and a stolen base. So he had a busy first inning. Was up to the plate twice. Hard chopper foul down the third base line. Strike 1. The Assumption Royals play in the Marawood Conference. That's a 14-member school conference. Spans 130 miles from Shawamigan by Park Falls to Assumption here in Wisconsin Rapids. 1 strike and the second pitch. Curveball that slipped out of the hand. 1 ball and a strike. The name Marawood is derived from the location of its original conference members, which were all from Marathon and Wood County. So that's how the Marawood got its name. Hard shot down the left field line again. Foul. Haas makes a dive just out of his reach. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Erickson out in front of Quenches twice now. And he steps in with a 1-2 count on him and 2 down. Runner at third is Olson. Ball down low, a little bit off speed pitch. This next offer will be pitch number 30 for Quenches. Coming in relief of Tyler Mansu, who had a rough outing in the first inning. Tapper foul. And we reload that 2-2 count again. Erickson up there protecting. Fought off that low pitch at the bottom of the strike zone. And works out of the stretch, takes a look at the runner at third. Kicking a pitch. 3 hopper to the second baseman, scoops, throws to first, and that's the inning. And Nekoosa gets one of those runs back that Assumption scored. And they now lead 10-2 through the top half of the third inning. Assumption will send up 4, 5, 6. Zach Krings, Jared Haas, and Brandon Burkhauser when they come to the plate in the bottom of the third. Assumption in the bottom half of inning number 3 sends up 4, 5, and 6. Zach Krings, the left fielder, Jared Haas, third baseman, and Brandon Burkhauser, the first baseman. And let's see if this lineup, there's a tap foul. Goes over top of the stadium. First pitch swinging Krings. There's a fly ball to right field, blowing away from the right fielder, but he runs it down and makes a running catch in foul territory for the first out. Nice effort there by the right fielder.
Third baseman number 8, Jared.
Robbie Boulin. Here comes Jared Haas. Has had a single and a run scored in the second inning for his first at-bat. See if he can keep that bat hot. Third baseman pulled in on the grass, one step in. Strike. Second and short, playing normal depth. First baseman 5 steps behind the bag. That's off the plate. Haas with a slightly open stance. Here's the offering. Number off the end of the bat. Rolls foul. One ball, 2 strikes on the Royal third baseman. Pitch inside. Haas turned on it and ripped it foul down the left field corner. And ball getting retrieved by the left fielder. Throws it back in by the third base head coach, Mike Schulte, and I guess we have to give him an error on that because was thrown pretty close to him. And I'm sure his players will let him hear about the effort on that. Tried to barehand it instead of using a glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes, back to Haas. Right back up the middle. Reflex stopped by Royce. And a pitcher normally always seems to get a glove on everything like that. That was a hard hit ball.
First baseman number 22, Brandon Burkhauser.
And base umpire comes in just to make sure he's good. He caught all glove there. Haas with a hard hit shot there. Nothing you can do. Pitcher usually always gets a glove on it. Here comes Brandon Burkhauser, the first baseman. Got a single in the second, left stranded at third. Takes a ball down low. Another one in the dirt. 2-0. Burkhauser late on a fastball. You can always hear a little chatter from Nekoosa. Assumption pretty quiet. They're down 10-2. Couple of hopper drop by the shortstop. Picks it up and throws. Got him anyway. Burkhauser not a speed burner on the bases, but got it by a half step. 6-3 on the putout. Assumption goes 3 up, 3 down. And Nekoosa in the top half of the fourth inning will send up the designated hitter Marshall Getzloff, Jamie Sarver, Cannon Shower. Nekoosa leads 10-2 after 3. Top half of inning number 4. And Nekoosa leading off with Marshall Getzloff, the DH, left-handed hitting. Takes first pitch strike. Third baseman Haas creeping in a little bit on the grass. Pitch was off the plate for a ball.
He's not going to punt for the base hit.
And you should have some time here with Getzloff going down the base paths. He's a big fella. Strike outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the on deck circle, Jamie Sarver, second baseman. Quenches with the kick and the pitch. Line drive. Oh, just off the diving glove of Brady Baltus. Hit for Getzloff.
Second baseman, number 4, Jamie Sarver.
And we are going to have a runner. This should be a pinch runner now. And it'll be
Pinch runner number 9, Kyle Olson.
number 9, Kyle Olson. And here is Sarver coming to the plate, picking up the signs from his head coach at third base. Getting out to a pretty decent lead now as pinch runner, and he's going first pitch. That's high, throw down, not in time, safe. Ball to Sarver. And the runner at second is Olson. Right-handed hitter right on the inside line, hugging the plate. 2 hopper to short. He looks the runner back, throws going, out at first, relay throw to third, not on the base. Throw was off the mark. So 6-3 on the putout of Sarver. And
Third baseman, number 10.
Olson moves to third on the throw. And here's Cannon Shower, third baseman. Comes to the plate with a 1 down. A little high and tight. Chin music. Ball 1. Quench is going to work out of the stretch, so you can keep an eye on the runner at third. Hit to the right side. Perfect job of hitting there by the Nekoosa Cannon Shower. He gets the RBI. Scores Olson from third.
Right fielder number 6, Robbie Boulin.
4-3 on the putout of Shower. And here's Robbie Boulin, the right fielder, left-handed hitting. Strike called. And there's that wide outside corner. Second offering out of the windup. That slipped out of the hand. 1-1 count. Yeah, with the runners at third like that, if you can hit the ball to the right side, second, first area, that's where you want to hit it. And the Shower did that perfectly. Foul ball, straight back. And it wasn't just blistered like a quick 1 hopper to the second baseman. It was rolling out there. So there's plenty of time for the runner from third to score. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down now. Foul ball lifted left side, Haas over. He makes the catch, foul territory by about 10 steps. Ends the inning for Nekoosa. But Nekoosa gets 1 more back. And they have increased their lead 11-2. So the Royals will send up the bottom 3 hitters, Sullivan, Tricky, and Quenches. In the bottom half of the 4th inning, we'll bring you that right here on River City's Community Access. Hey, we got something we haven't seen for a few days. This is called sun, folks, on the field here. So pretty soon, crowd, you're going to have to get rid of your blankets, put on your summer attire, because it's going to warm up in a hurry. Ball won the first offering to Jacob Sullivan. Still on the mound, Dylan Royce. Foul ball, first base side over top of the stadium. And that was pitch number 50 for Dylan Royce. A couple more Royals. Number 14, Tyler Schmidt, went to the bullpen in between innings. Did a little warm-up work. Ball off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. And we don't need the lights in the booth. We have sun lighting up our paperwork here in our scorebooks. That's a good thing. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Pulled ahead, swung right through it. 2-2. Now you have to battle your way on. Three hopper to the shortstop, takes a hop, hits him in the chest, and that's going to be an error. But Sullivan reaches first. Nice 3 hopper right to him. But it hit off the heel of the glove, bounced off his chest, rolled away a little bit. And that was enough time for Sullivan to get the first. Pinch runner, or excuse me, courtesy runner, Jacob Goetz.
Courtesy runner number 1, Jacob Goetz.
That rough grass affected that bounce strike.
Number 10, John Trickey, the second baseman, comes to the plate. Royals have a chance to cut into the lead again. Nobody out, runner on first. Ball off the plate. See if the sun coming out warmed up the Royal bats a little bit. Token throw over to first has has Goetz scrambling back to the base. Ball down low. Not a bad lead over at first for Goetz. Whew. Striking that wide outside corner again. But again, that's been consistent all game long, so hitters have to learn to adjust. Tapper foul. Down the first base line. 2-2 the count. Erickson behind the plate, pretty decent throwing. But a nice lead at first. Ooh, strike 3 called as Trickey backed out of the box. And number 5 now.
Number 5, Ethan Peters.
Ethan Peters. He takes strike 1. As Quenches will be out of the game now. Called strike 2. Swing and a miss. Two down. And that brings up the top of the order and Chase Lamp.
Right fielder, Number 7, Chase Lamb.
Still a runner on first in the inning that started out with Sullivan getting the first. Has gone south in a hurry. Ball 1 off the plate. Two gone. Still the runner stranded at first. We'll see if Lamb can move him. Tapper foul. Right side the press box. And we have a count of 1-1. Royce works from the first base side of the pitching rubber. That's thrown wide. Pitchers can work from any part of the pitching rubber they'd like as long as they are in contact when they deliver the pitch. 2-2 pitch is on the way. Down low. 3-1 hitters count now. That was the 65th pitch thrown by Dylan Royce. Strike 2. Full count now, 2 down. Runner at first will be leaving on the pitch. So a long single could potentially score him. Inside, ball 4, rolls away from the catcher, but it's a ball anyway. So Lamp goes to first.
Number 2, Brady Baltus.
Goetz goes to second, the courtesy runner. And here comes Brady Baltus to the plate. Baltus has got a base on balls in the first inning and an RBI single in the second. Strike 1 on the first offering to Baltus. That pitch is thrown wide. 1-1. Second baseman coming in the area second, trying to keep Goetz a little bit closer. Now backs off. Goetz can take a bigger lead now. Up the middle, can he get through? No, one hop right to the second baseman covering. And that ends the inning for the Royals. And they score nobody. Left 1 on base. So through 4 complete, it is 11-2 Nekoosa in the first game of this Saturday doubleheader, non-conference meeting between the two teams. We'll bring you the top half of the 5th inning when we return.
Number 5 is the center fielder.
Pitching change now for the Assumption Royals. Number 14, Tyler Schmidt on the mound for the Royals. And he will face number 42, Clay Lieber, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. Schmidt throws ball 1 in the dirt. And another diminutive-sized pitcher, I would say, for the Royals. Couple of little guys on the mound. Ball's in the dirt as well. Nekoosa with an 11-2 lead. Be a close game, 2-2, except for the first inning. Ball in the dirt, 3-0. You got people the size of Burkhauser and Getzloff. Strike on the 3-1. And then you got people the size of Schmidt there in Quenches, who are probably a little less than half the size of the other two. Strike 2, works back to a full count. Right on the inside the batter's box is Lieber. to Hopper to the third baseman Haas. Gloves that, throws to Burkhauser at first. 5-3 on the putout if you're scoring at home.
Left fielder number 14, Sam Tuttle.
Sam Tuttle, the left fielder, hitting in the 9th spot, comes to the plate. He's got a base on balls, 2 runs scored. Got on by an error in the 3rd. That was high and tight. Ball 1. Now the windup. There's a swing and a foul straight back. He was right on time with that. If you foul the ball off to the right side, you're late. If you foul it off to the left side, you're ahead. If it comes straight back, you are right on time. There's an offering, slipped out of the hand. Partly cloudy skies now here at Whitterfield. The wind hasn't lessened any. It's got the American flag pretty straight out. That's hit hard into the wind. Left fielder going back, ranges in, got the ball. Nice catch by the left fielder, Zach Krings. That's the second out of the inning. Again, that wind stiffened just before the ball was hit. And directly into the teeth of the wind. It was hit pretty good, but still held it up. This is the leadoff hitter, Jared Olson, the shortstop, takes strike 1. Assumption's got to keep this game to at least 9 runs of a deficit. Curveball for a strike. Otherwise, 10-run rule could be in effect after the bottom half of the inning if Assumption doesn't score and Nekoosa gets a 10-run lead. Hard shot to Hopper and a short hop to Haas. He scoops easily and throws. 5-3 for the 3rd out. Good inning for the Royals. On the defensive side, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. It's 11-2. The Royals in the bottom half of the 5th will send up Nathaniel Clark, Zach Krings, and the third baseman Jared Haas. Nathaniel Clark comes to the plate in the bottom half of inning number 5 for the Royals, playing center field today. He's got 2 flyouts, 1 to left, 1 to right. See if he can break through in the hit column here. Sun's out. Time to warm up the Royal bats. They've struggled a little bit in this game hitting, so let's break through that barrier a little bit. That's inside. How it missed him, I don't know. Just was able to get out of the way of that pitch. That's a ball down in the dirt. 2-0. Nathaniel, a year or so ago in the Summer League, took a line drive right off the chin as he was pitching. Strike outside corner. And ended up breaking his jaw and had to have it wired. And that ended, obviously, his summer ball. Strike outside corner call. It's good to see Nathaniel back playing. And I understand he may not be playing summer ball this year. He may be on a trip to Germany. And that's hit into the wind to left field, holding it up. Left field makes the catch.
Left fielder number 4.
Here comes the left fielder, number 4, Zach Krings, to the plate. So Nathaniel Clark can call himself a world traveler, I guess, after this summer. That's hit hard into center field. The wind holding that up, turning it away from the center fielder, but he keeps running it down, makes the catch. Second out of the inning brings up Jared Haas. Haas is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored in the second inning. Hard shot back to the pitcher. And that pitch is way wide to everybody. Last time at the plate, he just creased one. One hopper, about undressed the pitcher, but he managed to get a glove on it, and it stuck right there with him. Able to throw him out at first. Hey, it's one right in the back.
First baseman number
Hit by
2,
pitch.
Brandon Burkhauser.
And you can hear the Assumption teammates giving it to Haas a little bit. Don't rub it, don't rub it, we got ice. One of the fun things about high school softball and baseball. Brandon Burkhauser to the plate now. Haas at first. Out of the stretch is Royce. Burkhauser flares one off the end of the bat. Fouled on the right field side for strike one. Burkhauser just looks like he doesn't quite finish his swing all the way through. Makes contact and it's about a 3/4 of the way swing. He never ends up following through with his swing. Haas with a lead. Ball in the dirt, but blocked by the catcher. So the times I've seen him hit the ball, it's always almost like he's placing it out there. Not just ripping through the pitch. That was high and tight. Throw back to first. And safe easily as Haas. Two balls and one strike. Throw back to first. Haas back again. Safe. All right, down the heart of the plate. 2-2. It was pitch number 80 for Dylan Royce. That's again with a decent lead. Not huge, but decent. Ball off the plate. Full count now. Haas will be on his horse with the pitch. Burkhauser with a good single can score him from first. Haas has got decent speed. And he's off and running. Burkhauser lifts one foul right by the dugout and goes into the dugout of Nekoosa. So we will reload that full count. First baseman comes, pitcher comes, catcher comes, and nobody quite got there. And Whitterfield, the longtime home of the Wisconsin Rapids Twins Farm Club team. And now the home of the Wisconsin Rapids Rafters College Woodbat Summer League team in the Northwoods League. And the pitcher steps off. Burkhauser back in the box again. Ready to do some work if he can. Haas with his lead. Haas goes. Burkhauser taps him down the first base side. Foul. And we're going to reload that full count again.
When you mentioned the Rafters, Justin Jersley, who played with him for 2 years here, he's playing AAA ball right now this year.
Full count again, 2 down. Haas will be on the move again. And there he goes. Burkhauser held up. Thought about it, but held up. Ball 4. Good at bat by Burkhauser. Here comes the catcher, number 9, Jacob Sullivan. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Got on in an air in the second and got on in an air in the fourth. Was thrown out trying to take third. Foul ball into the stands, bounces back out. One strike. That was pitch 85. This is Sullivan at the plate. Runners at first and second. Swing through, miss, throw back to second. And they called him out, and I think Haas was under that. But we don't have the chance of replay here, so 2-4 on the putout to end that inning. And Sullivan will be back at the plate. And the Assumption Royals failed to score, and they still trail 11-2 after 5 complete, top of the 6th coming with Royce, Erickson, and Getzloff for Nekoosa.
Royce.
Dylan Royce comes to the plate now, the pitcher for Nekoosa Papermakers. Royce's day, he got on the base on ball, scored a run in the first. Single, 2 RBIs in the second. Was left stranded at second as he takes strike one. And was a 1-3 putout. His last at bat. That's ball 1. 1-1 to count. Third pitcher used. This is Tyler Schmidt on the mound for the Royals. Curveball well off the plate and in the dirt. Tyler Mansell started, had a rough first inning, throwing 50 pitches and giving up 9 runs. Ball high, 3-1 hitters count now. Yeah, the one bad inning set the tone for the game. Otherwise, both teams have scored 2 runs after that. Tapper to Haas at third, hit him right in the heel of the glove, bounced away, and that'll be an error. On the third baseman.
Catcher number 12, Riley Erickson.
Here comes the catcher, Riley Erickson. And we are going to have a courtesy runner, number 49. That's Michael Boulin.
Courtesy runner number 49, Michael Boulin.
For the Papermaker pitcher. Throw back over, safe, the call. On deck, the new DH is Kyle Olson. He was in for Getzloff running. Ball outside. Getzloff being a DH and not a position player. Even if he was a position player, that pinch runner took him out of the game. Ball lifted high into left field. Camping under it is Krings. He makes the catch, holds the runner at first. That's 1 out. Again, ball hit pretty good, but once it hits that wind, boy, it's up there a long time and just stops making any progress towards the outfield fence.
Designated hitter number 9, Kyle Olson.
Here's the new DH, Kyle Olson. The runner at first is Michael Boulin. Throw back over. Swipe tag by Burkhauser. Had him diving in there. Just missed him. Top of inning number 6 here. Right down the heart of the plate. Curved ball, hit the catcher in the chest. Two balls and one strike with a one down. And a kick and a pitch. Strike called. 2-2. Again, you can start to feel the sun warm things up a little bit here. That's starting to get a little nicer. Throw back over. Easily back is the courtesy runner, Boolen. And out of the stretch is working Smrz. Ball short in the dirt. Full count now. And here comes the full count offering. Runner goes. Strike. Throw way high of everybody. Center fielder comes in. That's Clark to cover it. Strikeout. On
Baseman number 4,
Olson.
Jamie Sarver.
And this is Sarver, the second baseman, coming to the plate now. Jamie Sarver. Sarver's got an RBI and a base on balls and a run scored in the first, and a pair of groundouts. 1-3 and 6-3. Average lead at second for Boolen. No cover there. Ball off the plate. And here's the second offering. Hit off the end of the bat, tailing foul down the right field line. Giving chase over there, but with no chance to catch it was Chase Lamp. There's a weak little flare off the end of the bat. Yeah, chase by Chase, that's right. One and one to count. Smrz gives him a second look, throws a curveball, it slipped out of his hand, stayed inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now. Again, this is non-conference action here. Foul ball lifted. Is it going to get out of play? Yes, it does. Behind first base. And we have a 2-2 count now. And this will be pitch number 30 for Tyler Smrz. .123 total pitches thrown by the Royals, 3 pitchers. Curveball up high, full count. And 86 by the Nekoosa starter, Dylan Royce. Pitch, tapper to third. Throws to first. Wide, he's out. And the scoop by Burkhauser. 5-3 on the putout to end the inning. And Nekoosa strands a runner, but does not score in the top half of inning number 6. The Royals in the bottom half will send up 7, 8, 9. That'll be Sullivan, Tricky, and Smrz. We'll bring you that on River City's Community Access. Jacob Sullivan, the leadoff hitter, swings through in the first pitch. Strike 1. New pitcher, number 4, Carson Kautzer. And there's a strike in the outside corner.
Number 4 is Jamie Sarver.
Excuse me, Jamie Sarver. My mistake. Number 4, Jamie Sarver. Looked at the back of his uniform wrong. Strike 3, outside corner. 3 pitches in a row. Number 10, John Trickey comes to the plate now. Strike again on those wide corners. That's off the plate. 1-1 to count. Swing through to miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Same stature, looks like a clone of the first pitcher of Royce. Same stature, but same pace of pitch. Off the plate. 2-2 to count. So the Royal second baseman Trickey. In the on-deck circle, the pitcher Tyler Schmidt. Strike 3.
That was inside about 6 inches.
Pitcher number 14, Tyler Schmidt.
And here comes the pitcher, Tyler Schmidt. Top of the order, in the on-deck circle, Chase Lemp. Ball high. Strike, 1-1. Another strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As this is Jamie Sarver on the mound, he likes to work in a hurry. Fouled back. We're going to reload that 1 ball, 2 strike count for a second pitch. Sarver gets his sign, starts his motion, he brings it in a hurry. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that was 3 strikeouts for Sarver as he comes into the game. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. The score after 6 complete. Nekoosa 11, Assumption 2 will bring you to the top of the 7th when we return. All right, player change now. Leading off for Nekoosa, number 18. That's Cale Lancourt. He takes strike number 1. From the third pitcher used, Tyler Schmidt. Curveball lifted over the shortstop. That drops for a single in the left field. Nice controlled swing there. Dumped it in the left. Floated over to shortstop.
Nekoosa number 49, Michael Bullen.
Here's number 49, Michael Bullen. And Nekoosa putting in some people in the game. Throw back to first. Getting some more players a little work, a little field time. Ball upstairs. And the first pitch seen by Michael Bullen. Throw back to first. Not in time. As Cale Lancourt dives back in. Gets himself a little Witterfield dirt on him.
On deck batter is new too. Number 3, Jordan Milky.
In the on-deck circle, number 3, Jordan Milky, another new player in the lineup for Nekoosa. I don't think you'll see Nekoosa run and steal. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count on Michael Bullen. And a kick and a pitch. Hit hard down the left field line, hooking, foul.
Oops, I missed the count. What's the count? Was it 1-2?
2-2 the count now, and a long strike, foul ball. You got ahead of it, hit it hard, but hooked it. 2-2 the count. Curveball, strike 3. Slow curveball, broke the second half the distance, caught the outside corner. Number 3, Jordan Milkey now comes to the plate. You got Milkey's not very big, but he's still bigger than the pitcher Schmidt. And we got an out on the board. That's a ball upstairs. And this will be the 40th pitch upcoming for Schmidt. Throw back, just off the glove and off the backside of the runner. And again, I don't think you're going to be looking at somebody running with an 11-2 lead here in the last inning. Ball inside and high. As head coach Atkinson stands in the third base box with his hands in his jacket pockets. It's a ball outside. So he wasn't given any signs to steal. 3-0 now.
Got a new guy on deck too, 41, Carson Coates.
Strike. 3-1. Carson Coates, a new hitter in the on-deck circle. Tapper, tough play. Pitcher fields, throws, got him going down to 1. That was like a swinging bunt. It's a 1-3 on the putout for the second out of the inning. And here's Carson
41,
Coatser.
Carson Coatser.
And Carson Coatser is a big fella too. Runner moves to second, and that's Lancourt. And that gets away from the catcher. I guess you have to give that the wild pitch. And again, that's the thing that these young Assumption catcher Sullivan is going to have to put in a lot of work on. Swing through and a miss. 1-1. And unfortunately, one of the drills that you can use to teach him how to block balls and get him much better at that is to throw a bunch of balls in the dirt and let him block them. 2 balls and 1 strike. Schmidt out of the stretch, throws one down low inside. That's 3-1 now. On the new hitter, Coatser. Jared Olson, the leadoff hitter in the on-deck circle. Swung through and missed. He was ahead of it. Full count. Full count here. 2 down. Right off the very end of the bat. Rolls harmlessly foul down the right field dugout side. And the assistant coach for Nekoosa, Lenny Englert, I think threw out a shoulder, throwing the ball back to the catcher after he retrieved it. Curveball that just stayed high, had the plate, but it was high.
Shortstop, number 4.
Here's your leadoff hitter, number 40, Jared Olson, with 2 down. Big lead at first by Kautzer. Ball up high. And now Schmidt, the third pitcher used, has thrown more pitches than any other Royal pitcher. He's got 51. This is his 52nd. That's hit hard to center field. Nathaniel Clark says, "I got that." And the side is retired. No runs scored. There's a hit. Couple left on base. And it's 11-2. Assumption's got their last at-bats coming in the bottom half of the 7th inning. They're going to start right at the top. Chase Lamp, Brady Baltus, and Nathaniel Clark. The Royals' final at-bat here, unless they have a big 9-run inning to tie the game. They're down 11-2. Top of the order coming up, Chase Lamp. Steps in. Ball off the plate. And he faces the new pitcher, Jamie Sarver. Foul right back,
Misses.
just over top of our broadcast area. 1-1, the count. Strike right down the heart of the plate. That one I bet you Lamp wants back. He wants to see that pitch again. It had the plate center cut. Fly ball right to the center fielder, comes in 3 steps, makes the catch. First out of the inning. Brady Baltus comes to the plate, the shortstop. Ball off the plate. In the on deck circle, Nathaniel Clark. Ball wide again, 2-0. Strike outside corner. Good spot for that pitch. Foul the right side. 2-2 the count. That one's screaming into the stands. Just missed the protective netting. 2-2 the count. Shot by Baltus into the gap, right center field. That's a single, now going to be a double. And they're going to hold him there as the throw comes into the cutoff. Brady Baltus with a 1-out double. That brings up Nathaniel Clark,
Number 18, Nathaniel Clark.
the left fielder, or excuse me, center fielder. He's had 3 fly ball outs on 3 pretty hard hit balls. 2 to left, 1 to right. Strike right down Main Street. Again, Assumption probably taking a first pitch strike. Time called by the catcher, Riley Erickson. He comes out to talk to Jamie Sarver, the pitcher. Make sure they got signs straight. And Sarver's back ready to go. 0-1. Strike called. 0-2 on Nathaniel Clark. Shot in a hole between the second and first. Single for Clark. Puts Baltus to third.
Left fielder, number
And
4.
Zach Krings comes to the plate with Jared Haas in the on-deck circle. Now you have to think, just get to the next hitter. That's all you got to think. Anyway, anyhow, get the next hitter to the plate. Whether it's a walk, hit by pitch, base hit, get to the next hitter. Keep the string going. You got a long way to go. Clark at first. Decent lead. Sarver out of the stretch. Strike. Strike 2. Oh, 2 the count. Krings has to really protect now. Pitcher has the leg up in this situation. Shot down that right field side again. Is going to score a run. Clark's rounding second, going to third. Krings has an RBI single. And Assumption slowly
Third baseman.
pecking away at the lead here. Jared Haas comes to the plate now. Haas has hit the ball hard twice. Got a single. Got hit by a pitch his last at bat. Wide off the plate. Ball 1. See if the Royals can put together a little bit of a rally here to set themselves up for game 2. Build a little momentum carried into that second game. See if you can get a split. Strike 1-1. 11-3 right now. Again, a long. And changes direction. The wind blew it. And we got guys running the bases here as Haas is going to have a double and an RBI. They're going to have throw coming to the plate. Slide safe. 2 RBIs for Haas. And a double. That ball got caught by the wind. And the right fielder obviously hadn't been coached in spin on the ball and how it affects the ball off the bat. And it just kept turning, went right past him. Double for Haas, 2 RBIs. Strike 1, taking that first strike is Brandon Burkhauser. It's 30 pitches thrown now for Sarver. In the on-deck circle, the young catcher, Jacob Sullivan. Burkhauser with a shot to third, takes a hop, eats him in the stomach. It's an out. Haas goes to third behind the throw. 5-3 on the putout for the second out of the inning. Haas moves to third. And the Royals down their last out in Jacob Sullivan, the catcher.
Number 9, Jacob Sullivan.
Royals got 3 on the board here, so it's 11-5. Making a little comeback. Something to build off of in game 2 here. Ball outside. And if you're the Royal coaching staff, that's what you focus on. The game was pretty close. Except for the first inning. 1 bad inning. It's ball number 2. Otherwise, the Royals would be leading this game 5-2 right now. And you're going to have that with one bad inning. There's a fly ball turning foul down the third base side. Third baseman's over. He makes the catch to end the game. So Nekoosa, based off that 9-run first inning, downs the Assumption Royals in game 1 of our Saturday doubleheader. It is 11-5. Winning pitcher is Dylan Royce for Nekoosa. Losing pitcher, the starter, that was Tyler Mansell. Again, a rough first inning for Tyler, giving up 9, but see if he can rebound in his next outing. That's what you look for in high school athletics. We'll be back with game number 2 of our Nekoosa Assumption doubleheader on River City's Community Access.